Unplugged alphas don't need to get married to get access to the best women and all the benefits of a long-term relationship. Okay. Did you read the book? There's a chapter that explicitly explains why marriage is a raw deal for men today in most provinces and states. It says this is not true. Were you wrong? So go out and get married, my friend, and see how that works out for you. Why don't you go get married in a cool place like maybe New York or even Ontario? A really good place to get married for men. Men compete and women choose. That's absolutely correct. So you're right about that, as you say. And the man who will marry is far preferable to the best woman to one who will not. Okay. This is a major point, not a minor one, from the lady's perspective. Who cares about the lady's perspective? Are you a man or are you a woman? Is this Zumbot? I'm assuming that you're a man. From the lady's perspective. See, the thing that dudes don't understand is that the sexual strategies of women and the sexual strategies of men compete. There's a book David Buss put out that I've gone through a couple times now. It's a really good book. It's called The Evolution of Desire. I'm going to slightly misquote the point of the book, but he said something along the lines of men and women's strategies have always competed against one another, and there's always going to be differences based on our needs and wants. So if you want to set aside yourself as a man, because I think you open this with unplugged alphas don't. So I'll tell you what unplugged alphas don't do. They don't set aside their priorities to put the priority of a woman ahead of theirs. Am I making myself clear? Being willing to marry, drawbacks of marriage. The most attractive, most loyal women will not waste their time with men who will not put a ring on it. That's absolutely bullshit. If you think that you have to put a ring on a woman's finger to have her love you, commit to you, be respectful to you, there's divorces every fucking day. Hundreds of thousands daily probably that had a ring on their finger. They might have seemed loyal initially, became disloyal, and now they're wasting his time. Again, tip of the iceberg versus below the waterline. Get your head through the whole thing. Meaning the unplugged alphas who will not marry get stuck with lower tier, unattractive and loyal. Bullshit. Women or spinning plates. 3, the solution is to get married, but choose a wife very wisely. Every single guy, my friend, that has gotten married today, tomorrow, yesterday, next fucking week, all thinks that they chose wisely. Every single one of them. Women always reserve the right to change their mind about a relationship, a marriage, a man at any given time. Your choice today will not continue to be the same several years down the road. There are numerous studies showing the profound physical and mental benefits of happily married men. Those reports are all skewed. I've talked about this before in a podcast or two. These are tools of the matrix. They are designed to manipulate you and convince you to believe that just manning up. So here's a very good example. What do they tell women? You do what's right for you, girl. What do they tell men? You do what's right. You can't refute this. It's an absolute statement of fact. These studies that say that married men live longer and have mental benefits, blah, 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 that's contingent on happily married men. And as we go back to the study I talked about earlier, the Aaron Acevedo study that I mentioned in my book, where after 8 years, the average couple happiness is less than 13% in love and 3% in bliss. How many people that are married do you think are fucking happily married 20 years, 30 years, 50 years down the road? It's a very low percentage. It's like saying, I'm going to jump out of a plane and put on this parachute, but it's got a 13% chance that it's going to work out. Are you retarded? Just like starting a business that has a high chance of failure. It's about the same chance of failure, actually. Probably a little bit higher for business, if we're being honest. But for those that pull it off, a happy marriage with a woman who has genuine burning desire for you is the best of all possible outcomes. Sure, I would agree with that. for the 3% of people that it happens to.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.